Earlier this year, Rugby Super League side Salford Red Devils announced plans to become the first professional rugby league club wholly owned by its community, writing history and beginning a new era at the AJ Bell Stadium. Join us as we explore the careers of those that make the fans' dreams come true. To succeed on the pitch, the club must also succeed off the pitch. We sat down with the club's Chief Commercial Officer and former professional rugby player Chris Irwin to discuss his career both as a professional player and as a commercial officer.
My career started as a rugby league player. I retired in 2006 as qualified as a teacher at that stage. From there I set my own companies up, one in sports coaching which are franchise, and I had an independent specialist schools which engage with students and pupils that fell out of the educational system, and they'd be housed at one of my specialist centres. I sold my businesses in 2021 and made the decision that I wanted to go back into pro sport. I wasn't sure whether I wanted to go in the coaching side or the exec side. I took on a role at the club as head of youth, so I set the pathways up again from under 15s, under 18s through to the reserves. At the same time as that, I did a programme with a company called VSI for CEO of sports organisations, and within that, that was the point I decided that I wanted to go into an executive role within the sport club. A couple of job opportunities came up for me, and Paul King, the MD, pulled me to one side and said, "There's an opportunity here for Chief Commercial Officer, would I be interested?" And I find myself in that role now. Back when I was playing rugby, the best part of being a professional rugby player was obviously game day, playing in front of crowds, feeling the excitement, the buzz and the rush of playing a game in front of a packed house. Nothing can beat that, and I think every player that stopped playing always misses that. The worst thing is probably the dedication, the inability, not the inability, but not being able to go out with your mates, the discipline that you need to have with your meals, and especially back in the day when I was playing, missing out on those nights out with your pals when you've got a game coming up in the next couple of days. So that was the worst thing, but yeah.
The best thing is going to training and just having a bit of a laugh with your mates. That's the best thing. The worst thing, for me personally, injuries. Yeah, that just comes with the sports of us. So that's the worst thing.
Best thing is going to work with your mates every day and doing something that I've loved since I was a kid. Worst bit, how you feel after a game when you wake up, probably, for me.
Best thing about being a pro rugby player, probably, every day you're getting to go out and play with your mates on the field, have fun, relaxed atmosphere, best job in the world, really.
Just like many professional athletes, careers are short-lived. The transition from player to desk was something Chris Irwin was ready for.
So the transition from being a player to going into my teaching, it was quite a simple one for me, really. I think I'd made that decision in my head that I was going to make that transition. When I was assigned for Swinton, I started the teacher training course at the time, which was over 2 years. I think it made the decision easier that I broke my jaw twice in those 2 years. So as soon as I completed my teacher training, that was me done, and transitioned straight into working education.
For many Salford fans, the dream either is or was to pull on the Red Devils shirt and play for their club at the AJ Bell Stadium. But just like any career, reaching the levels you aspire to requires hard work and pure dedication.
Probably need so to be a pro player, you'd you have the muscle, hard work, dedication, and you obviously need strength, and you need to don't back out and just go into a tackle, and obviously communicate. It'll be very cool to go back in the changing rooms and stuff like that to meet other local players. So it'll be cool to join the club and to get a big over. So it'll be really cool.
Along with hard work and dedication, the role of a professional rugby player sees you responsible for thousands of people's emotions on a weekly basis. And with the invention of social media and the press hot onto everything you say, there's nowhere to hide.
How do I handle the pressure of the fans, followers, and TV? I just generally try and just stay away from it. Really, don't look into it too much. Same with the game, whether we win or lose. Just trying to keep a tame, relaxed mood all the way and just go with it.
Not something you really think about when you're on the field. You can't really hear much because you're that tired. And then off the field, it doesn't bother me too much to kind of keep myself to myself a bit. So.
The challenge doesn't end on the pitch. We spoke to Red Devils managing director Paul King about his career before Salford, personal health issues, and his ongoing work to strengthen Salford as a club and as a community.
Very strange. So I had 30 odd years in the security industry, senior exec roles. It was 2017 I came out of a cancer op. I decided I was going to take a step back for a day or two or a year or two and just do something different with my life, get out of the rat race a little bit. So I opened up my own security consultancy. 2 months into that, I got a phone call asking if I could help with the club. It's just been a passion since 1973, the club. I've been a fan since then, so I came in to help. Thought it was going to be like a couple of months of a gig, and it turns out I'm here now. And so yeah, after about 6 months I became the sole director of the club. It was still under the holding company, but yeah, sole director. So I don't know what happened, if I'm being honest. I went to a meeting, and next thing you know, here I am. The best part of the role is that I'm a fan. So I love watching the games. I love days like today when we've got all these old legends. Paul Charlton's there, who's my absolute legend since I was a kid in '73. All those old boys are around, even the new guys hanging around with professional athletes, seeing the way that they operate, seeing the way they behave, their attitude. And I've just been a fan since '73, so who wouldn't want to work in this environment, to be honest, as a fan. The biggest challenge is always cash flow. We're not a cash-rich club. I'm not a benefactor. We're a community club, so we operate within the bounds of a particular budget, which tends to be a bit lower than everybody else's. We're working on that now. Really trying to increase income streams. We're working really hard to do that. It's probably the most difficult bit. That, and I think the advent of social media, which gives everybody an opinion. I want to quote Ricky Gervais: "You can have your own opinion, you can't have your own facts." Yeah, dealing with that's often difficult. People expect you to respond to every rumour and etc. You just can't give it oxygen. So ignoring that's difficult, but not as hard as cash. Salford, the future's bright. I think the future is probably. As we move forward over the next 12-18 months, because of the community ownership model, we'll expose ourselves to lots and lots of different funding pots that we can grab. We're in negotiation and conversation with Salford Council now about a rugby league strategy, which will be an annual thing. which will be really good for us. Involve free delivery at school levels, development officers. Quite impactful in terms of both reach and financially. So I think given about 18 months, the future's going to be really, really bright. The pathway will be 18 months further down the line, or more investment in it. The future for myself, it'll be nice. I'm 58, doesn't go on forever. I will think about that a bit. I'll see this season out and then we'll see what happens.
For many sports fans, club ownership can be a touchy subject. Becoming community owned was a huge step for Salford's future, and the support was there from day one, with supporters and staff feeling closer together than ever before.
I love it. There's already been big changes and stuff. They've got the corporate days to do now and other things. Plus, every single person who's an owner now is a salesman. So I reckon by next year things are going to build up and the fan base is going to go bigger. And obviously with the new Super League model, I think we're going to fit into that perfectly. Yeah, well, 3 generations. So my dad goes, myself and my daughter. I've been going since a kid. And it's just a good family experience. Everyone loves it, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on obviously being the first Super League club to be fan owned?
Yeah, it's good. It's interesting. We'll just see how that develops over the time, and hopefully it could be the blueprint for other clubs to follow.
You boys ex-players?
Only amateurs.
Yeah?
Yeah, long time ago.
Do you miss it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think my legs do. My knees don't.
How do you find the relationship between the ladies team and the men's team here at Salford?
It's really good.
It's really good. I've been to all the clubs before and we don't share social media.
Yeah.
We're not respected in the same way. Whereas even like Ryan comes out and helps coach us one time. Like, I like that. It's nice.
Skirt had teams involved as well, which is nice.
Yeah.
What's the future for Salford ladies in this season, next season?
Get demoted back into the league below and
Or promoted into the league above.
so Super League's been split now, so it was originally Super League 1, Super League 2. Unless we finish first or we win playoffs, we're back to get demoted again. There's only 2 people staying in Super League now from our league, so we've got some tough competition ahead of us, haven't we?
Yeah, but we've got a good chance.
We've got a good chance, haven't we?
If we play like we did today.
I didn't do it. No, I didn't do it. No. I know quite a few people who did. They're all glad about it, but we'll see how that goes in the future, won't we? You know, not just this season. Let's see how it goes in the future.
Good.
Because it's a long-term thing.
Yeah.
It's for Salford anyway. As long as we stay here.
Yeah.
Without a multi-millionaire owner, Salford's self-funded approach must be successful for the club's future, with every revenue opportunity playing a crucial role.
So my role as Chief Commercial Officer at the club ultimately is to increase revenue, and that's through ticket sales, that's through digitally, that's through selling of sponsorship and partnership packages. Anything that brings in revenue, that falls under me, and that's, you know, and part of that was working with the marketing department, making sure that they're driving the work that they do in driving and getting the brand out there and making sure kids and the exposure of the club's out there for people to come into the club. And then it's to work with all the sponsors, ensure that we've got Platinum Dining above us there. That's full on game day. The boxes are full on game day. Anything that related to revenue is linked to my role as Chief Commercial Officer.
Getting a career in the executive side of professional sport isn't easy, but it's by no means impossible.
So I guess any advice for people that want to come into that professional sports arena in the background area in terms of the corporate side is getting at the club. You need to, you know, network, you need to volunteer, put yourself out there, get yourselves on relevant courses. number of universities course. Sports and business is a big one, but there's lots of other degree courses. There's companies out there that, like I did, I went on and took myself out to upskill myself by doing the CEO course that I did for a year. So it's just putting yourself out there, understand the role that you're going into, and just get in amongst that club in any capacity you can, and that could be volunteering or working part-time, but just get in amongst it and understand it.
In terms of next steps for us as a team, what is it you think we need to keep doing? Is it just keep sticking at it?
Yeah, definitely. I thought we definitely took a step in the right direction today, and I feel like it's almost there. We are on the brink, so I mean, we get that result, the table's turned for us and we're flying, and we know we're almost there. We know we're just there, so we know once it clicks, things will start rolling really good for us. So yeah, the boys will take this week to freshen up mentally and get back to the training paddock next week, and yeah, things will click for us, so when they do, they'll be exciting.
Salford really is a family club with a very special bond between fans and staff. That special bond serves as additional motivation to drive the Red Devils to where they belong.